Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. So I just came from my daughter's second quarter honor roll and I was like, oh, I need to touch back on motherhood. This channel is also about motherhood because, I recognize that when you become a parent, you've never done it before. So you are really learning as you go. And if you are conscious of your own past, the relationship you have with your parents or whoever raised you, guardians, whoever, you may be like, okay, I need to do some things or want to do some things differently, but how to go about it. There's a lot of parenting books and things like that out here, but if you ask me, some of it is outdated. And when our children do things that we're so proud of, you're like, half of it's me, because I'm just such a great parent. And the other half really is their effort and their confidence and them just trying to show up in the world as little people, big people in little bodies. And so I was like, I want to make this video because, not that I blame my understanding and my adult life on my parents. And when I make reference to my parents, it's no slight to them, but there is a difference. And that is part of your growth, okay? You're healing, you're moving past things because you don't hold on to things. You don't blame other people. You don't like, it was, if it wasn't for this, that, and the other, if I had just had this, that, and the other, then I wouldn't be in the situation. I would have this, I would have that. You waste so much time going down that rabbit hole. And what also helped me was looking at my parents as little people in big bodies and like, wow, you guys are carrying your own stuff. You know what I mean? You guys have also been through a lot. Some of the things I'll never understand. I remember when it shifted when I was in my late 20s and my parents started talking to me as if we were peers. And I was like, this is TMI about their marriage, their money. And I'm like, whoa, y'all, the way y'all raised me, y'all knew it all, y'all had it all. And I was the black sheep. I was the one that was just fucking this whole thing up. I hadn't finished school. I kept enrolling and unrolling. I had these 2 kids. Okay. My choice in men were shitty. That's the perception that I have of them looking at my life. And like, though it was all love, it was like this elephant in the room kind of thing of like, we wish you had done things differently. We wanted so much more for you. When in reality, it was like, I was making my own choices with my own understanding, limited, but still. And you guys did the same. You guys have blubbered through this and fumbled through this like the rest of us. There is no set of parents that just have it all figured out, know it all. And like, yeah, we have no flaws. We have like untouchable and it's our way or the highway. We're going to take you out the out the estate or whatever, or disown you, whatever. Like, it really is just no such thing. And that's the thing that I think coming into parenthood, motherhood, you got to cut yourself some slack about that as well. I think what has helped me in my motherhood is being transparent with my children when appropriate. Okay. They know what dating is. They know what my standard is. They know what being a single mom is. They know that I would prefer a traditional household. They also know the logistics of how that even goes. My oldest understands how I first became a single mom. I was married. I got pregnant when I was like 23. And my late husband he passed away. That is a late husband. So degree or no degree, there's no preparation for that unless, you just, you know what I mean? That's never anyone's plan, okay? But what you can control is, like I said, being intentional and really teaching your children about life. I was raised in a religious household, and that was harped really big. And it was just, everything was more so, no to this, no to that, because I said so, versus an understanding. Again, this is not me saying I question my parents and back talk, why? Why should I have to do that? Why should I have to do that? But I would have preferred and appreciated, like, it's not that we don't know that you're going to have feelings for boys. It's not that we don't understand that they're going to be coming at you strong, because that was my weakness. When I started getting shapely and I was like 19 working, I worked at this little store, and it was a small town. And one of the first dudes that made me like, oh my God, it was this guy, not a fast talker, but a smooth talker from Philly. Had the tattoos. He had that walk. He had the Timbs. Back then, Timbs were a thing. The baggy jeans. And he was just so hard and hood. And I just had never experienced that. And the way he would talk to me, I just like, oh my God, he could have got me to rob a bank. You know what I mean? I was not prepared to defend myself, to see through the bullshit. I was like, he like me, he want me. You know what I mean? Versus my dad sitting me down and be like, look, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And this is why they're going to do this and going to do that. They're not going to have good intentions. They're not going to want to wife you and do, blah, 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 and support you and have really care for you as a person. They're going to want to sleep with you and leave you. And if we're very emotional. We are, especially if you're damn near a virgin, them ties can be thick, because you sleep with me and you don't call me. I didn't understand. I did not understand that. So it had to happen a couple times, okay? It had to happen instead of just no boys. No, these weren't boys, these were men. Not in a predatory way, but just I was so green. Another thing that we did not discuss as a family was truly understanding money, credit, and what is the point of paying for school. You can't just enroll in school and take general classes and spend all that money to just be like, now what? You have to have a career path. And though that's a big decision to make, you need to be ready and mature enough to make that decision, instead of just going through the motions and going to these, whether it's a community college or on a larger level, and you're off to campus where you're just drinking and partying and you're just like fumbling through it. Y'all hear that? That was a loud crash. Fumbling through it, and you still don't have a clear plan. Okay. And a lot of people now, they've got degrees, but they got so much student debt. Or they're not even using their degree in their career path, so they still are using experience and connections and networking to find the jobs that they want to, or the careers that they want to be in. So we didn't discuss that. I really struggled with just always enrolling in school, dropping out, struggling with just staying focused, because I was like, what is the point? What is the point? And a degree does not make a person. The emphasis was always like, if you don't have a degree, you ain't shit. You ain't nobody. And I'm like, I am somebody. I have passions. I have interests. I love entrepreneurship. I love to travel. I'm exploring. This was before I had kids, obviously. I'm kind of back and forth with my timeline. But that would have been a conversation I really would have appreciated. Okay? Instead of like, do as I say, not as I do. Did I say credit? So men, money, credit, a plan, career path, and true authenticity and true confidence. When you, I'm not saying that I didn't feel loved and supported by my parents. It was 5 of us. So the love was definitely equally distributed. But I try to remind my girls that no matter how many likes, no matter what clothes you have on, no matter how many friends you have, no matter if you have the latest, coolest hairstyle, because my oldest is in middle school, who are you as a person? You're kind. You're smart. You're genuine. You're unique. Okay, we got to get down to the bases. You are loved no matter what. Okay, I look them in their eyes and tell, who are you? Why do I love you? Why are we a family? Why are you the most important thing to me? Who made you? Where do you come from? You know what I mean? Like they need to have the confidence instilled in them before they try to think they need it from a boy or a group of friends or an association of some type. I'm tied to this school, or I'm tied to this title, this prestige, and this woo-woo, and that then gives me value. No, I am valuable to my mother because I'm alive, because I breathe, because I am who I am. You got to start that at home. Home training, manners, being considerate, being kind, being polite, being aware. All that has to start with conversations of me sitting them down and saying, okay, what would you do in this situation? Or we're out and about and it's like, this is a teachable moment. This is like, stop. Let's go back. Hold the door open for that old lady. Say, excuse me. Hand her that. Do this. Or avoid this, avoid that. Look, no, we're going to go the other way. Look around us. Why would we avoid someone that looks like this? Why would we not avoid someone who looks like this? Do we trust everybody? What's that white van doing with no windows? Why is it driving slow in that neighborhood? Do you know them? Why are they giving out free candy? Those kind of things. Look at those kids. Look at them playing. Look how they're playing. Are they being nice? Does that look like something you want to be a part of? Why or why not? Oh, look, they're jumping off a cliff. You gonna go jump off the cliff with them? They look real cool, though. They're making TikToks, TikToking all the way off the cliff. Oh, look, they're smoking. Oh, look, they've got some candy that don't nobody know what it is, and it's supposed to make you feel good and see rainbows. You gonna put that in your body? Why don't we put things we don't know in our body? Okay? Why don't we go in people's houses? In the neighborhood? People we don't know. People, Excuse me. That is how I do every day. I've had gentlemen stop me in the store with my kids right there. Excuse me. I don't mean any disrespect, but I just had to tell you you're beautiful. These are your children. Yah, woo, woo. Mind if I call you sometime? Now, whether I answer him or not, or give him my number or not, I'd turn that car right around the corner. After we talking, I said, now, what do you think about that? And they be like, and they break it down. Because they're watching me. They're watching me and they remember everything. I remember a lot of things from my childhood. I also remember stuff being undisclosed and I'm like scratching my head like, that was weird. What was that? Look, then I think back and I'm like, oh, I think what was happening was this, that, and the other. So then I can form my own understanding and own process around like, would I repeat that? Would I do that? And you know what they say, if you can't trade places, if you wouldn't trade places with them, if you wouldn't like, all right, I like what you got going on. So what is you talking about? What is the advice, wisdom, or your approach? What did you do differently? You can skip. And that's funny because sometimes people in the family, I'm jumping to this now. Sometimes older people in the family, they feel like they get an opportunity to pull you aside and impart some wisdom. You're like, I wouldn't trade places with you. I don't think you're doing much better than me. I don't want your life. I don't want your man. I don't want your home. I don't want your car. I want more. So therefore, whatever you think you're going to impart with me, God laid this on my heart to tell you, or, I try to tell young people all the time, you're like, you can keep that little tidbit because we're not on the same level. And that's no slight, like I'm comparing myself or I'm better than someone, but I am a little bit more clear of where I want to go. And it's not, if I'm 45, I don't want your life. That's not the goal. That's not the destination, honey. No, absolutely not. But that confidence comes from, okay, not looking at my childhood and my upbringing as a fault, as lack, but taking what I experienced, what I went through, what I learned, and saying, I will repeat this, but I won't repeat that. I will implement this, but I'm going to leave that behind with all due respect. Okay? Y'all beat me. I'm not going to beat my children. Okay? Y'all, skirted around certain conversations. It's all out on the table over here. Okay? With my children. Within reason. The only thing I don't tell them is who I'm sleeping with. Because they need to understand what an impact, how important, how serious this thing is. Then when they get of age and they look me in my eyes and say, Mom, I know what you said. I know how you lived. I know what you taught us. But I'm going to go over here. I'm going to fuck around. Do it this way. I'm going to be like, okay, baby. I will be here when you get back. I love you. I want the best for you. And if you think that you can be successful and do it that way and prosper and get it and do it, I will wait and I will watch. I'm not going to discourage you. I'm going to say, all right, what's your plan? How is this going to be successful? And we can go from there. Okay? But I'm not gonna, no, absolutely not. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. No, 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 no. Unless it's like just pure like bullshit. Like, so you're just gonna backpack. You're just gonna take a backpack and a couple $100 to your name and go to New York? Hell no. But beyond that, you can go move to New York. But what's your plan, baby? Just tell me. And if you're confident in your plan, okay. I'm not going to be like, I disapprove. I never wanted you to live in New York. I don't like New York for you. New York, it just needs to be a little tourist spot. You hop over, do a little shopping, have a little fun, come on back. You got to stay with me. Stay in Maryland with me forever. I wanted you to go to this school. I wanted you to date this type of guy. I wanted you. No, that's too controlling. I don't own you. I raised you. And raising to me is, again, to reiterate, making sure that they can be self-sufficient, think, make rational decisions, be safe, okay, be cognizant, understand credit, understand their money, understand purpose, understand finding your purpose, you and how to be a good person, a kind person, and how to get the money. And not get the money by struggling and working yourself to the bone, being smart, receiving, planning, saving, okay? That's motherhood to me. That's all it is. It's not about, oh, well, just because my daughter didn't go to this historically black college like I would have preferred, I'm just, it's all, don't you dare park next to me. It's all for naught. Or just because my daughter didn't do this or do that, it's. And let me tell you another thing. A lot of older people do when their kids are, grown and living their lives. So what's this one up to? What's that one? They want a whole rundown of everybody's life. No. Well, such and such is working here, doing this. You know what I would be like? They are all doing good. When my children are happy, when my children are self-sufficient, and they don't need anything from me, and they are prospering, that's all that I could even ask for. It doesn't matter where they live. It doesn't matter where they work. It doesn't matter, if all the other little things that people attach to success, because the success is being a confident person, being a whole person, being a young woman that ain't getting got out here by these guys, okay? Being successful is you got some money in the bank. You got some savings. You got a plan. You got a good credit score. You have options, okay? Being successful is, again, being able to think for yourself, not going out here being like everybody else, moving like everybody else, and thinking you got to do what everybody else is doing to get yours, or compete, or tear anyone else down, and be cutthroat. Okay? Being successful is loving who you are. You got so many people that, okay, you can say, oh, my daughter went to this school and she's working at this top job and she just bought a house and her self-esteem is been in the toilet. Terrible choice of men. Do all kinds of dumb things and just fumbling through her personal life as an individual. So what is all that for if she's miserable on the inside? She doesn't know who she is, and she's moving a way that ain't good. That ain't good. It ain't cute. No. I told my daughters another thing. I said, you can stay at home as long as you want and need to. There's no rush to go out here and take on all these expenses. For what? To entertain who? To tell who you live over here? For what? We got to get out of this thing of needing to impress other people with the false standard of success. Don't get me wrong. I like houses. I like cars. I like money. I like men. I like trips. I like nice things. I like horseback riding. I like food, crabs, seafood. All that stuff costs money. I like purses. I like shoes. I like jewelry. All that stuff costs money. But I'd be damned if I'm making the money and got no time to spend it. I'd be damned if I got these golden handcuffs, miserable, on a job, exhausted, only living Saturday, Sunday, no work-life balance, but I'm making that money. I'd be damned if I've got the dream man and got all those things, but pulling just as much of the weight and financial burden as him to even make it possible. That ain't cute to me. But I'm secure in my decision of what works for me and what doesn't work for me. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely not. These people, they love parking on top of people. Y'all should see this whole row of cars, row of spaces. Whole parking lot. You can park over there. You can park over there. I get in my little corner, try to make a little video before I run in this store. And then lo and behold, somebody want to look up in my face. I mean, I know I'm cute, but damn, I need some privacy. So at 20 minutes, I think I'll wrap this up. To reiterate, you know, we are redefining motherhood. I don't like the word generational curses because I think that's a little just bit too heavy. You know, a curse is something that's put on you and you don't have any control. A curse is that's heavy. That's heavy. I'm not even gonna dissect all that. What I will say is that we have every right to lovingly and gently not decide to raise our children like we were raised. Not do the same things. Oh, I'll give you another example. Women in the family don't think it's best for little girls to play in makeup, play in jewelry, lip gloss, lipsticks, nail colors, paint colors, black, no dark colors. You have to be modest, you have to be plain Jane, you have to be all these things because you're a little girl. And that is going to somehow equate to harlotry behavior and attention from predatory men because you're so young, because you are exploring your femininity and doing girly things. Okay, so it's gonna be your fault if you wear clothes and things that are bright and things that are revealing, because that's gonna entice a man that has no self-control, no any decency about him, and cause him to rape you or prey on you because of your self-expression. Now, I had to find that balance, because do I like my girls to wear crop tops? No. But do I mind a bikini bathing suit? No. There's a balance, okay? Do they wear eyeliner and mascara and a full face of foundation when we go out? No. But do I let them play with a little eyeshadow, some little glitter and lip gloss, go to the mall for whatever? Yes, I don't mind that. Do I allow them to act like, Cardi B and Beyonce and City Girls and stuff like that, thinking that's the standard of how we carry ourselves and show up in the world? No. But do I let them listen to music and do TikTok dances and enjoy themselves? Yes. This is the balance I'm talking about. You take it situation by situationship. And then to reiterate, we have a conversation. I said, do you see me going into Target with my belly button out? Wearing the pants rolled down and then the boobs pushed up, everything out, thong straps showing, talking about That's not how I carry myself. But do I find some things cute? Is there a time and place for maybe a push-up bra, maybe my birthday, a nice dinner? If you're going to have a short skirt, put the boobs up. If you're going to have the boobs out, wear a longer skirt. We talk about these. It's balance. It's balance. We talk about these things. And when we're out and we see someone that's doing all the fashion no-nos, looking crazy, they cut their eyes at me and I'm like, well, you see how that's going to go. You see how she look. When you see someone in real life that looks like half these video girls, you're like, that's actually really strange. We're in the suburbs. You can't dress like that. I will not dress like that. But it's okay to like trendy things. It's okay to see that stuff on TV, but it stops there. But I was raised, I wasn't allowed to listen to Brandy or Beyond or Destiny's Child. I wasn't allowed to play makeup. I wasn't allowed to do anything like that. I was very, very, very sheltered. And got out there and was teased for not knowing name brands, not knowing all that trendy stuff. But I also had to center myself and say, but I know who I am and I know what I like. Okay? That is what I want my children to come away with from their childhood. Memories and an understanding of why I said what I said and why I did what I did. There's no mystery behind it. There's no misunderstanding there. They will never be able to say, I never understood why mom always said that. I never understood why she did that. They will never be able to say that. Never, ever, ever. And I pride myself on that. And, it is working for me because my children are well behaved. I've had people tell me my children are welcome anywhere because they know how to act. They have manners. They know how to speak up They know how to listen. And they're also sweet, good girls. And I've seen them and watched them make really good decisions in hard situations. I've seen Autumn step up to the plate as a big sister, even when things were uncomfortable or weird, or her little sister was hurt, or something happened in the neighborhood. Because as they get older, you have to give them more. You have to let them go. You can't keep this tight leash, this tight rein. Call yourself keeping them safe. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. It's not even realistic. So when you give them little more freedom, you say, okay, show me how you handle this and how you move in this with this, and then we'll get to the next level. So now I know I can let you run into the store and I can meet you. I'm gonna park the car and you'll be where I said we're gonna meet. You have your cell phone, you know what to do. Okay? I know I can leave you at home alone. If I need to go somewhere, I need to do something. I know you know what looks suspicious and what looks safe and who, you know what I mean? But we had to have those conversations, and we had to look and analyze situations where it's like, okay, like I said, but you take it bit by bit. You don't just throw them out there where, I left ever since they were, tiny thing, I leave them home alone and let them walk around the whole neighborhood and just, you'll figure it out. No. Now, the generation before us, their parents were working so much they had to figure it out. Them kids were in the house alone. You had the 7-year-old watching the 5-year-old, the 3-year-old, and the baby. You know what I mean? You heard crazy stories like that. Moms gone all day. Kids taking the bus, doing all kinds of crazy things. Different times though. That was the 60s and the 70s. Like, damn. 50s. That was the 50s. 50s, 60s, 70s. You hear a lot of crazy stories. So it's like, don't get it twisted. Our parents had their upbringings too, but see, they didn't talk about it. You started hearing these stories way later, and you're like, wait, that's how you grew up? But y'all raised me like this. Nah, see, no. But anyway, I said I was going to cut this video short 7 minutes ago. Thank you for watching. Good luck to you out there. I'm going to go on Target. And to the next one. Peace. Bye.